Hi folks, welcome to RJA Impact. Today we're going to be taking a look at a high-profile case that has been prominent in the media over the past several months and has culminated in a civil legal case that is playing itself out in a Florida court at the moment. And by at the moment, I'm talking about mid-2022. This case involves the parents of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. Introduction. On July 2nd, 2021, Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie went on a road trip. They'd been planning this for months and recorded their plans for this, including fitting out a Ford Transit especially for the purpose. Posting details of their preparation on Instagram, Gabby said about the van, "Garden on wheels, new van means new adventures." The couple had planned to go on this great adventure for around 4 months. During July and August, they visited Monument Rocks, Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve, Zion National Park, Bryce Canyon National Park, the Mystic Hot Springs, and Canyonlands National Park, amongst many other places. Brian Laundrie returned on the 1st of September 2021, having driven Gabby's van back, apparently alone, to his parents' home in Florida. Gabby's parents, having received what appears to be a last text from her on August the 30th, got increasingly concerned about her whereabouts and filed a missing person report on September the 11th. On September the 17th, the Laundrie family then reported Brian missing. On September the 19th, Gabby's body was found in Wyoming. On October the 20th, Brian's body was found in Florida. On June the 23rd, 2022, Gabby's family appeared in court to sue Brian's family over the sad events that unfolded in 2021. In the rest of this video, we'll explore what really happened, the events that did unfold, what witnesses and police saw that shed light on a distressed couple during their last trip, and how a suicide, a murder, a confession, and a court case link all of these events together. Gabby and Brian. Let's start at the beginning. Gabrielle Fenora Petito, or Gabby, was born on March the 19th, 1999 and raised in Blue Point, New York. She was the eldest in a family of 6 siblings. We know that in 2013, Petito and her stepbrothers appeared in a music video to raise awareness about gun violence in response to the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. She graduated in 2017 from the Bayport Blue Point High School, where she'd met Brian Christopher Laundrie. From September 2017 to January 2019, she lived in California Beach, North Carolina, and worked as a hostess and in the kitchen of a restaurant in Wilmington. Petito documented her life and travels on social media sites including YouTube and Instagram, where she described her interests as art, yoga, and veggies. Brian Christopher Laundrie was born in 1999 and also raised in New York, and as we know originally met Gabby at the Bayport Blue Point High School. In March 2019, Petito began dating Laundrie and moved in with him and his parents in Northport, Florida. Petito and Laundrie worked at a Publix location in Northport, she as a pharmacy technician and he in the grocery department. Both Petito and Laundrie quit their jobs at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. In late 2019 and early 2020, the couple embarked on a cross-country drive from New York State to California, and along the journey visited Las Vegas, Yosemite National Park, Pismo Beach, amongst other places. In March 2020, Petito celebrated her 21st birthday in Nokomis, Florida. She and Laundrie visited Scope Creek, Georgia in June 2020, and the two got engaged in July 2020. You might call this a warm-up trip for their great adventure that they started to plan in late 2020. In December 2020, Petito purchased a 2012 Ford Transit Connect van and spent time converting it into a camper in which to take a cross-country trip with Brian. Brian and Gabby recorded the preparations on social media, and to finance the trip, she then worked 50 hours a week now at Taco Bell and also as a nutritionist, and Laundrie worked at an organic juice bar. They went to visit one of Gabby's brothers for his graduation in New York. After that, and from there, on July the 2nd, 2021, they departed in a Ford Transit van for their fateful final trip together. The trip was scheduled to last around 4 months. All started as well as could be expected, and during the following several weeks they visited a number of places. July the 4th, Monument Rock, Kansas. July the 8th, Colorado Springs, Colorado. July the 10th, the Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve, Colorado. July the 16th, Zion National Park, Utah. July the 22nd, Bryce Canyon National Park, Utah. July the 26th, the Mystic Hot Springs in Utah. July the 29th, Canyonlands National Park in Utah. And on August the 12th, Arches National Park in Utah. An altercation. On August the 12th, 2021, we had the first indications that something wasn't quite right in their relationship. The first thing that happened was that a witness called 911 claiming that a couple who we now know were Laundrie and Petito were fighting in front of the Moonflower Community Cooperative in Moab, Utah. The witness said that he saw a man slap a woman, and after the two ran up and down the sidewalk, the man hit the woman again and then drove off. Another witness said that Petito and Laundrie were talking aggressively, and at this time it was Petito who was punching him on the arm, referring to Laundrie. The witness said it looked like Laundrie was trying to leave Petito and take her phone with him, before she eventually climbed into the driver's seat, moved over onto the passenger seat and asked, "Why do you have to be so mean?" They then drove off. Later, on the same day, police had an encounter with Petito and Laundrie, which arose during the traffic stop, and we have body camera footage which recorded this incident.
Driver is showing some obscure driving, possibly intoxicated. Oh! Subject just hit the curb.
Now, much has been made of this video, which is an hour and 17 minutes long, and the short version is as follows. Laundrie says the couple got into a minor scuffle that began when he climbed into the van with dirty feet. Petito admits that she slapped Laundrie when she thought he was going to leave her in Moab. And both of them said that Laundrie did not hit Petito. Laundrie has visible scratches on his arms, face and neck, and police took photos of these injuries. Police wanted to arrest Petito at one stage, but since both parties said they were in love and didn't want charges pressed, the couple agreed to separate for the night. Laundrie was put up in a hotel by a domestic assault outreach group. Let's look at a couple of extracts which will give you a flavour of their interactions at that point in time. For most of the video, Gabby is crying, at times somewhat uncontrollably.
You want to tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just some days I have really bad OCD, and
Okay.
I was just cleaning and straightening up back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, "I'm sorry that I'm so mean," because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated.
You got 3 scratches in your neck, you got 1 on the left side of your nose, you got 1 in your face here, and you got 4 bleeding over it. So you just try to, it looks like 2 hands coming in.
Do you mind lifting up your right sleeve for me? I'm curious about something.
It's a little bit of nails. I suppose fingernails, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about
Is
fingernails.
it bruised or tender or anything like
No.
that?
The officers determined that the incident was that of a mental health crisis and not a domestic abuse incident. This decision is something that the Utah authorities are investigating, but we won't go into the wheres and wherefores of that investigation here. Final days. The police recorded altercation took place on the 12th of August, and we have another critical 2 weeks until Brian returns home. What we know is as follows. Between August the 17th and the 23rd, Brian flies to Florida. Brian took a flight from Salt Lake City to Tampa on August the 17th and flew back on August the 23rd, in quotes, to rejoin Gabby. This was relayed to us by the Laundrie family attorney Stephen Bertolino, and according to him this was to obtain some items and empty and close the couple's storage unit to save money as they contemplated extending the road trip. August the 27th. This was the last sighting of them together when they apparently had a fight at a Wyoming restaurant. According to an Instagram post, a witness saw Petito and Laundrie get into what was called an explosive argument at the Merry Piglets restaurant in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Laundrie was apparently screaming at one of the waitresses and Petito was in tears and apologising. It all looked like they were almost getting kicked out, the witness was later to tell ABC News. It wasn't necessarily between them, it was more so Gabby abruptly leaving the restaurant crying, and Brian was just evidently really upset. Pissed off, I would say. I would say Gabby was upset. He was angry, and he was just being very temperamental towards the restaurant staff, said the witness. The witness went on to say that Laundrie was very visibly angry, while Petito seemed distraught. This was the last known sighting of the couple together. August the 29th, a TikTok video. A woman claimed in a TikTok video that on August the 29th she and a boyfriend gave Laundrie a lift from an area near Culter Bay Village after seeing him hitchhiking alone. She reported that Laundrie freaked out upon learning that they were going to Jackson Hole instead of Jackson, Wyoming, disembarking the vehicle at 6:09 p.m. near the Jackson Lane Dam, less than 30 minutes after being picked up. She said that she found it weird that Laundrie offered $200 for the 10-minute, 16 kilometers ride and didn't appear to be very dirty, despite claiming that he had been camping for days. August the 30th, last communication with family. Nicole Schmidt, who is Gabby's mother, said that the last text message she received from her daughter was on August the 30th. Tellingly, however, she said that she was unsure if it was her daughter who actually sent it. The Northport Police Department has also stated that Petito's mother received an odd text from Gabby. The text message read, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." Now, the reference to Stan was regarding her grandfather, but her mother says she never calls him Stan, and she was concerned that something was wrong with her daughter. Her family said that the final message was not normal behaviour for Petito and became more and more worried about her, according to the police. Could this be someone with access to Gabby's phone trying to cover tracks? Let's see. September the 1st, Laundrie returns to Northport. Laundrie returned to Northport on September the 1st. He was alone and had driven the van back, apparently by himself, from Wyoming. A couple of days later, on September the 6th and 7th, 2021, Laundrie and his parents went camping at the Fort Descoto Park in Pinellas County. Missing persons. On September the 11th, Gabby's parents filed a missing persons report with the police. Laundrie had refused to talk about her whereabouts during the intervening period. The police quickly named him as a person of interest in the case, and an arrest warrant was issued for him. Now, this was for allegedly making withdrawals using Petito's debit card of around $1,000 in total. Police surveyed the Laundrie home and saw him leave on September the 13th. On September the 15th, they saw Laundrie return, or at least they thought they did. "All I'm going to say is we know where Brian Laundrie is at," said Northport Police Chief Todd Garrison. On September the 17th, Laundrie was reported missing by his parents, who claimed not to have seen him since September the 13th. It was at this time that police realised that they had mistaken Laundrie's mother for Laundrie himself a few days before. After obtaining search warrants, police seized the Ford Transit an external hard drive and the Laundrie's family Ford Mustang from the Northport residence of the Laundrie family. Discovery of bodies. On September the 19th, Petito's remains were found at Bridger-Teton National Forest in Wyoming. An autopsy determined that the manner of death was homicide by blunt force injuries to the head and neck with manual strangulation, which occurred 3 to 4 weeks before the body was found. Apparently, there is a witness who contacted the FBI to report the activities and coordinates of a slow-moving white van and a generic young white man acting weird near the Spread Creek dispersed camping area on August the 26th, 27th and possibly 28th. The witness had apparently posted a video to TikTok with her observations. An FBI agent said that her account with regards to finding Petito's body tipped us off to the right place. On October the 5th, in an interview with ABC News, Laundrie's sister encouraged him to turn himself in to authorities.
No, I do not know where Brian is. I'd turn him in. I worry about him. I hope he's okay. And then I'm angry and I don't know what to think. I would tell my brother to just come forward and get us out of this horrible mess.
Over the next few days, investigators searched several places for Laundrie. His father joined in the search of 2 parks, including Myakkahatchee Creek. A month later, after endless speculation as to Brian's whereabouts and an extended search of the area around his Florida home, his remains were discovered in the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park on October the 20th. On November the 23rd, it was announced that Laundrie died due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head. A notebook and a confession. When Laundrie was found, police also found his notebook near his remains. The FBI's primary focus throughout the investigation was to bring justice to Gabby and her family. So the text of the note was held back by the authorities, but it was later released by the Laundrie family lawyer, and in this there was an apparent admission to having killed Petito. We heard also that the notebook also showed he deceived people by sending false texts from Gabby's phone pretending to be her. The FBI then officially blamed him for Petito's death afterwards. The FBI Denver division closed out the investigation, stating that the investigation did not identify any other individuals other than Brian Laundrie directly involved in the tragic death of Gabby Petito. The note itself contains the account where Brian says he killed Petito after she'd fallen and injured herself, saying, "I ended her life. I thought it was merciful. That is what she wanted. But I now see all the mistakes I made." And the note ends with his plans for suicide, saying, "I am ending my life not because of a fear of punishment, because rather that I cannot stand to live another day without her." Experts, however, have contended that Laundrie's account doesn't really line up with the investigators' findings. Michael Alcazar of John Jay College of Criminal Justice believed Laundrie was someone who doesn't want to act up to own what he did. He's trying to find justifications for the actions he did. Social interest. The case itself sparked more public interest and coverage on news and social media than any other missing persons and murder cases. There was clearly an initial element of mystery about the case, but the heightened interest was exacerbated by and related to a whole host of other factors. Amongst these were the refusal by Laundrie and his parents to comment on Petito's whereabouts. The amount of content on social media documented their lifestyle, which was fed in part by Gabby's and Laundrie's own postings. There was the video footage of the Utah traffic stop, which we saw earlier. There was the audio recording of the 911 call, the video posts by witnesses, the fact that the couple was young and attractive, and in a romantic excursion gone wrong, the domestic violence incidents in their relationship, and an increase in cross-country van dwelling trips due to the COVID-19 pandemic. There was actually speculation that the case was linked to the murders of Colin Shute and Crystal Turner, which had occurred in Moab around the time that Brian and Laundrie Petito was there as well. In a little publicised fact, the increased interest in the search for Laundrie and Petito actually led to the discovery of 5 other bodies of 5 other missing persons. Court case. So that might have been it for a sad affair that is a tragic end to the life of a young girl with everything ahead of her, and her murderer who escaped justice by taking his own life. However, it's not the end. Things are continuing in the form of a court case that has been brought by Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt, who are Gabby's parents. They are suing Chris and Roberta Laundrie in Florida's Sarasota County Circuit Court, alleging that they deliberately withheld information that their son had killed the vlogger before she was reported missing. In the latest hearing on 30th of June 2022, Judge Hunter W. Carroll effectively ensured that Brian's parents will have to answer to claims that they had prior knowledge of Petito's death. In the motion, Laundrie's parents had sought to dismiss this civil case, which was rejected by the judge. At the centre of what we'll call the Petito case is a 16th of September statement released by Laundrie's attorney Steve Bertolino as search parties combed the Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming for Miss Petito. On behalf of the Laundrie family, it is our hope that the search for Miss Petito is successful and that Miss Petito is reunited with her family, the statement read. Gabby's parents have sought damages for the intentional infliction of emotional distress against the Laundries, and the judge summarised his findings by saying, because the Laundrie statement by their attorney in the context of the unique facts of this case is objectively outrageous, the court concludes that the plaintiffs have stated causes of action for intentional infliction of emotional distress against the Laundries. He added that had the Laundries remained silent during the search for Miss Petito, he would have found in their favour. But they did not stay silent. Judge Carroll gave the Laundries until the 15th of July to respond to the substantive claims in the lawsuit. Petito's parents appeared in court last week for the first hearing of the civil lawsuit, in which they also alleged that the Laundries helped Brian evade capture and offered to help him leave the country. Their lawyer, Pat Riley, told the court that the Laundries had deliberately put out a false statement when they knew she was not alive. That's callous, it's shameful, it's outrageous, he said during the court hearing. The Laundries in response have denied having any advance knowledge of Miss Petito's death. So that brings us right up to date with the events culminating in this court case. It is an unusual case in that there are no criminal charges because, of course, the perpetrator, or murderer, Brian Laundrie, is dead. Now, I intend to keep up with this trial and cover the main events as they play out. So if you haven't already, then please could you subscribe to the channel, and if you hit the notification bell, you won't miss out on updates on this trial and other videos as they're published. Bye for now.